Hello, Leo. Welcome to your tarot reading here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. Please hit the like button, leave a comment, and consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. Okay? And remember that the most important part of any tarot reading is you, Leo. Here's the Seven of Swords. Let's put that into some context. I think there is a lot of focus in your life right now. Oh, wow. Yeah, I'll say there's a lot of focus on the good stuff. If there's anything you want me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know in the comments, but I think you've got enough positive energy going on right here. You don't need any from me. Let's do the Path of the Serpent here real quick. Oh, gosh, yeah, man, it can't get much better than this, Leo. For the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card, we're going to do a Rider-Waite-Smith card. And we're just going to select one kind of randomly here off the top, and the frog can watch that for us. So, gosh, where to even start? This is good. This is really, really positive energy. We've got water, water, water. We've got some air, some major, a little bit of earth. We've got air, major, a little bit of earth, more fire. It's pretty, we got a lot of, a lot of everything, really. I mean, it's heavy on the water, but that's okay. Heavy on the inspiration, heavy on the positivity, heavy on the blessings that are coming in, right? I think by the end of this, you're going to really be full of this positive energy. And I think that the key really is for you to accept it. Right? I feel a little bit of a stubbornness going on with you. Here is the Seven of Swords. I think right now you're really focused. You have this intense energy and this commitment to something. You've found your Ace of Swords. You've found your truth. You've found your purpose. You've found your reason for existing, and you're sticking to it. Right? There's nothing, not even these other little daggers, there's nothing that could push you away from what you're doing, right? There's no wind strong enough to push you off course, okay? There's nothing really that could deter you from this truth, this purpose, this central Ace of Swords that we've got right there in the middle. So you're very focused, and I think that you're building something. You're committed to doing something and building your life, building success, maybe a business, maybe a family. My cat says hello. I think that was it. I think it's a business and a family. I think that's what she's agreeing with. Anyway, you are so focused on this that maybe you're kind of not seeing this water energy that's kind of raining down. It's like it's almost like you're out here working. You don't realize that it's raining, But this is a rain of spiritual blessings and love and bliss and light and really, really good stuff. So with the Seven, it's kind of saying, hey, look, you can put the hammer down for a minute. You can, stop writing, stop digging or whatever you're doing, and look around you. Look at what you've done. It's almost asking you not to stop what you're doing necessarily. It's not a wind that's trying to push you aside. It's just some water that is saying, hey, look at this. Take a drink. It's okay. But you're so focused, and we've also got that Queen of Pentacles. So you're building something, you're doing something, and it's almost like you won't allow yourself to enjoy it yet, And maybe you don't want to indulge in the pleasure of this, or you don't want to let yourself be happy or enjoy this just yet, because then maybe that will kind of give you the permission to stop, right? To be content where you are. But I don't think that's what's going on. I think that you have this intense commitment. We see a lot of other energies here that are showing me that you're going to continue to do the work. But what if we just kind of sat down right now and appreciated how far we've come? This is the Queen of Pentacles. That figure appreciates how far they've come. They're enjoying the success that they've built for themselves. They still are holding on to this central sword. They're not letting anything push them aside or deter them from their will, from their work. But they're appreciating the path that they had to walk to get here. You see, I don't know if you can see this figure's looking out kind of at that winding path behind them, looking at how far they've come, looking at all the work that they've already done. And that work that you have already done, 8 of Cups, this is the winding path that is behind you. This is an emotional path, ups and downs, gains and losses, pleasure and pain, joy and suffering. It's been a bit of a crazy ride, emotionally at least, right? It's been a lot of hardships, a lot of kind of darkness and sadness and depression and almost like a feeling, a fluctuating feeling of hopelessness, right? With the 8, you almost wanted to give up. There have been times where this kind of, the sorrow has been so intense that you wanted to just quit. You may have wanted to give up. You may have had to really maybe grab that sword with 2 hands, you know, because the forces against you seem pretty intense. But that's in the past. That's in the past. That kind of is built into who you are. If you look at these cards, just the way the colors kind of blend together, the color palette here, with the 8 of Cups, those colors are feeding into, bleeding into this Queen of Pentacles. So it is part of who you are. You wouldn't be who you are or where you are if you didn't go through all of this joy and suffering, pain and sorrow and joy and, you know, in your past. You wouldn't be who you are today. But this color then gives way to these really bright, loving, feel-good kind of colors that we see now, right? Especially the star energy down beneath everything. Probably the reason why you never quit. Probably the reason why you're holding so tightly to that sword is because you've had this realization. This is the spiritual insight. This is knowing with an absolute certainty what you're supposed to be doing, what your purpose is. This is knowing which star in the company of stars in the heavens is yours. You know. And you're not relenting. You're not giving up until you fully attain this. So this is always beneath the surface. This is you recognizing what you're meant to be doing. This is you recognizing your star. You're aware of it. And now it's the foundation for all of your work. Okay. But that star energy is also bringing a lot of this love down right on top. You see the star is kind of bathing in that starlight, right? It's like a refreshing, blissful water coming down over the top of us. Very refreshing. You have to look up from your work to experience that, to allow it to wash over you, to refresh you, to inspire you, right? I think you deserve that. I think that this is the part of the reward along the path that is due you. You know, you are entitled to this love, this joy, the rewards and the results from whatever work you've been doing. Right? Whatever you are in the process of building and accomplishing and working toward, you can enjoy yourself along the way. Doesn't mean you have to stop working, but just lift your head up from the work for a moment and experience this water, and then you put your head back down. Okay? maybe you think that if you were to enjoy this now, that would be it. It's only as good as this Two of Cups. You lift your head up, you enjoy it, and then you've used it all up. That was all there was. So you don't want to use it. It's like when you've got the I don't know, the last piece of candy in the cupboard. You don't want to eat it because that's the last one. And you know that once you eat that, or your favorite drink in the refrigerator, I don't know. Once you drink it, it's gone. There's no more. Right? So we kind of want to leave the last one in the fridge so we know it's always there. Right? I'm like that with the sparkling waters, like the LaCroix stuff. I love that stuff. But the difference here is that the more you drink, the more you do this work, the more your fridge gets filled up. It's like you drink the last LaCroix, you shut the fridge, you open it up again, it's fully stocked. Got even more LaCroix, right? It's the same kind of thing. It's like, it's very Taoist. The more you use it, the more full it gets, right? It's an infinite source. So you have to drink from it so that it can be filled back up again. So it's almost like you're creating this kind of love in your life. You're creating this abundance. Now, I don't know what kind of work you do or what your star is. But I do know that it's about creating love and abundance. That's a big part of it. Now, it could be a business thing. It could be a career, a work thing. It could be an art thing, a community thing. It could be just spiritual work. But this love and bliss and joy is a big part of it. And this is a big difference than from this Eight of Cups in the past, this fluctuation, good times, bad times kind of thing. This is really a pure joy and bliss that is infinite. It doesn't mean that you're never going to have a bad day. But even in those bad days, you've got this wellspring of spiritual bliss and love and joy, right? Well, this is what you're creating. You're creating that kind of abundance in your life. And that's going to bring us over here to the path of the serpent. Now we've got this Knight of Swords. I'm not sure about this card yet. I'll be honest with you. I don't know if this is, maybe it could be representing the flash of ideas, the inspiration that you receive, because this is the fire of the air, right? This is almost fire that is now kind of like informing this air energy from within. So is this your spiritual inspiration? Is this really the starlight, the fire from the skies, you know? Fire in the Sky was a great movie. Is that the fire from that spiritual experience that is informing this will, this activity, this kind of mental focus that you have, right? So this could be the way these ideas come to you, the way this kind of, it came into your mind like a flash, like a fire, like a fever. And you've been working hard ever since. You've been holding that sword ever since. That could be what this card's about. Could be the way this inspiration just hits you and enters your mind and gives you this vision, this plan, and you are just now hard at work. You know, you're hard at work giving form to that fire. This is the Four of Wands. It's taking that fire energy, which the fire energy, we don't really see outwardly any fire energy because I think it's behind everything. It's underneath. It's within everything. The fire that we see, I think, is within this starlight. It's within this Seven of Swords. The number 7 is a fiery number. It's elemental fire, right? So we see the fire behind the swords. We see the fire within this starlight. We see the fire inside the Knight of Swords, the fire of the air. The fire is within that. So that's what we're giving expression to, is that creative fire, and this is you giving form to it. Okay? And I think this is a very good card to have. This is showing, it's kind of showing what your greatest skill is. It kind of shows what you're doing, though I don't know the details. But I know that's what you're doing. You're taking this spiritual fire, this creativity, and you're giving it form. It could be that you're literally like an artist, a painter, a sculptor. It could be that you're a builder. It could be that you're a builder of worlds. You're a builder of businesses or relationships, whatever it is. But it's got that fire behind it. And then we've got a 3 of discs. It's in the position of what you don't want. 3 of discs, that's work. It's business. You don't want this to just become transactional. You don't want this to become, you don't want it to be like defiled into just a business, just an exchange of goods and services. Because that's going to bring it down from its exalted heights and just make it something too mundane. So that's why you don't want the 3 of discs. That's why I think it's in this position. You don't want to just bring it down to the mundane transactional reality. You want to keep it as this kind of spiritual starlight, this inner fire that's being expressed, this creative manifestation. Though there might be a business component to it. That's the conflict here. That's why this is the card here. We don't want it to be just transactional, but transactions and business may be a big part of it. Okay. Now, the final card, very exciting, is this Priestess, the High Priestess, the full moon, the absolute awareness of this spiritual light that is now part of you. You are accepting it. This is you with open arms accepting the 2 of Cups into your life. Accepting the starlight, the dew of the heavens, right? That the spiritual waters, the bliss, the joy, the blessings. This is you now really filling yourself up with this, right? And again, if this is the full moon, what's behind the full moon? Well, the sun, the fire, the creative fire. So again, we have the idea that behind all of this is that fire energy, that creative spiritual force and fire. And I think that's really wonderful. I think that's very important to you right now. Let's look at the mystery card. I wonder if this is going to be some obvious fire, some elemental fire. I kind of feel like it will be, but I don't know. Now it's the 10 of discs, 10 of pentacles. That's perfect, really, because the 10 of pentacles is showing the kind of the completed state from all of this. It's all of this work, all of this energy, you're becoming open to receive the spiritual blessings and the abundance with the work that you're doing is going to create the perfection of this, right? I mean, this is just kind of everything in its place. I really love the Rider-Waite-Smith illustrations. It's everything that you could hope for. It's wealth. The title of the card is wealth. It's not just physical wealth. It's a spiritual, emotional, intellectual wealth. It's very holistic. The earth element contains within it all of the other elements and spirit. So you've got full completion, satisfaction, complete success, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. By doing all of this, it's transactional a little bit, but it's spiritual. It's joyful, it's intellectual, it's creative. It's got all of the components to it. This is everything being in perfect place. This is the homeostasis of it all, right? This is the 10 of discs. It's the state of perfection, right? And this state may only last for a split second because nothing is ever truly at rest, right? There might be a temporary pause or what seems like a suspension, and then things start flowing again, right? So this is a state, but it's just there for a moment. It's almost just theoretical, right, rather than practical. But I think this is a really good confirmation. And I want to thank you for being a member to the channel. Thank you for letting me read for you. Thank you for continuing to watch these readings. Definitely hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't yet. And if you want to check out the extended, just click on the link right there. And you'll have access to all of the extended readings, not just for Leo, but for all of the signs. Again, thank you so much for letting me read for you here on Dove and Serpent Tarot.